therefore, I encourage us as language teachers to rethink our roles and responsibilities. Today, I'm not going to focus on the student part because there's a new book by my former student, Dr. Wen Ma, and it talks about specific different ways that Chinese students and scholars are reflecting on the new emerging roles and responsibilities. So I encourage you to read that book. But today I'll focus on the role of the teachers. Sometimes we teach the culture, the superficial, what I call hallway multiculturalism, food, costumes, and some more surface level culture differences. I encourage us to not just teach language or teach about language, but also teach the world. And then you can see from this is the ecological system of the individual. And so you can see that the individual is just in the center. There's context, there's different systems that shapes the individual. We need to understand that kind of outer world to teach the individual. So this means that we need to learn about our world as teachers. So some of you are from China. What are your beliefs about teaching language or even teaching in general? Some of you from the US, from another culture. What are your beliefs? What assumptions, stereotypes that you have about students in your classrooms? And another aspect we need to know about students' world. So a lot of times that a lot of teachers, especially college faculty members, think about Chinese learners as this traditional, hardworking, submissive and quiet. But there's a diversity of learners now. It's a very different generation, different kind of cultural backgrounds. So many of you are younger than me, so I'm sure that even we come from the same country, we have very different cultural backgrounds in terms of our belief systems. So, and then another way to think about their world is that they come to the US, their identities change. So you come from being a normal Chinese person, all of a sudden a Chinese person, like representing almost whole China. So there's a huge identity shift to language. So and their linguistic social isolation is also part of their social world. So to engage, learn about students' world. And another aspect is that their academic pursuit, there's a huge divide between their academic subject area learning and their English classrooms. A lot of times, some English classrooms focus on conversational English, the social cultural aspects. But one of their main goals is to be able to be socialized in the academic disciplinary discourses in their subject area. So this means the teacher's roles have changed. You cannot just be the language teacher, the linguistic knowledge transfer or transmitter. You have to be the co-learner and also I want to emphasize, you have to be an advocate for those students. Use culture relevant and meaningful materials, and also engage them to reflect on their cultural identities and changes, and also language learning doesn't happen only in the classroom. It has to be connection and participation in community outside the university. So this means that we may have to think about the instructional practices in terms of how we deliver or how we teach the language, and promote cultural learning through the language, not just learning about the language. So I encourage you to read this book, Cross-Cultural Teaching and Learning in the Home and for Home and International Students. This book actually used the word multiculturalism in campus. So this is very good.